Alrighty, I'm back in my room because I don't have a car. It's gonna be at least 2 more weeks of this shit. So yeah, get used to it. Oh, my hair is fucking pissing me off. Anyways, I'm gonna be taking notes and doing my uni work while I talk. I'm not sure if this is gonna do anything do well. Work. If it doesn't work, oh well, I'm still gonna upload it. If it works, well then great, I'll do more of it. Okie dokie. Never settle. Oh, I'm just not with it. Okay. Never settle. So you see, you feel like, I don't know, but you get to a point where you feel like things are moving along really well, and you kind of get in a bit of a comfort zone type thing. You get comfortable with a certain routine or whatever, and you may end up just sticking to it, and generally you can be happy with where you're at, but if you use that as an opportunity to take your foot off the pedal and slowing down and say putting in less effort into your work, or more days off from the gym, or whatever, less effort, that kind of thing, because you're quote unquote happy with where you're at, and it's going to do you more harm than good. And I mean, in the sense that you hear the term, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. And that's mostly with like going gym and physical activity, in the sense that if you're not doing activity, you're going to get more unfit. That's just how it works. So you got to keep being active and using muscles, otherwise they're going to degenerate. I think that's the right word. You see people with broken arms, they've got really skinny wrists, can't use them. They're not being used for 6-8 weeks. And that concept can be applied to all aspects of life. And if you're not constantly pushing yourself and training, when I say training, I mean like pushing yourself to learn and progress in whatever sense that may be, business, your personal life, whatever. And you'll eventually start going backwards, because while you may be happy at this current point, it's because you've just reached this new point and it's kind of new. Once it gets old and you've been sitting there for 6 months without any progress, then you're going to start to get a bit sick of that. And then because you've been doing it for so long, you kind of stuck in this rut, I guess. That makes sense. Similar to when I spoke, the last video actually, speaking about momentum and motivation. You've got to keep yourself moving, otherwise it becomes increasingly more difficult to get going again, if you do choose to. And it's gone blank. Fuck. Why do I do this all the time? I gotta record before I eat. eating does make you stupid. Oh my fucking god. I'm not eating again tonight. Fuck this. So yeah, you get in a rut, and it's difficult to get back on track in terms of making progress and all that, because you're used to just doing this one routine that keeps you where you are. And while that may be at whatever level that you choose to settle at, it may be really good, it may be terrible, but the whole idea of a fulfilling life is to be constantly improving yourself. And that's kind of what this whole self-improvement thing is. You're not just getting to a certain point and stopping. It's constant. You're always getting better and better and better. You see professional athletes, they're always training, always trying to improve themselves so they can be better. At the end of the day, if you're anything like me, you're trying to be the best. You're not just trying to be get to one level and then stop. Now, there are certain circumstances where that is the case, where it's something significant may happen in your life, and I'm not sure. I'm more thinking about like on the other end of life, when you're kind of winding down, ready to retire. You may not be able to continue to get better. In some aspects, yeah, but like, especially physical, you just decline. And that's just is what it is. And that's kind of out of your power. But as long as you are still putting in an effort, then it's still good. You're still making progress. I can confidently say that if you are just satisfied with life, then you're never going to go anywhere, because there is competition out there, and it's not like you can just sit on your ass all day and expect to be a multi-millionaire. That's just not how it works. There is competition, and you've got to be able to outwork your competition, quote unquote, in order to be successful. And that's a lot of areas of life. Like, to be considered big in the gym, you've got to be bigger than a vast majority of people. You have to be the biggest, but you've got to be bigger than a lot of people. And like on YouTube, there's that many people doing self-improvement videos. You've got to be better or spend more time doing it, or commit more time, or all that kind of stuff. I could be facing the camera, but it's a bit awkward. So settling will also, because you aren't progressing and making yourself better, the competition will just, if you're not moving, it'll just, because if everyone else is getting better and you're just staying where you are, the gap's just going to keep growing. And that's why people who do put in the effort may not see the rewards straight away, but as time progresses, it becomes exponentially more noticeable that you are putting in the effort and doing what it takes to become successful. And I can probably agree with a lot of people agree with me when I say, especially around my age, it seems like a lot of effort we're putting in now isn't turning out to a whole lot. Like, you may be going to the gym 5-6 days a week, like I am supposed to be. Circumstances that you are all aware of. Probably not 6 days a week, but when I can, I do go as often as possible, and it feels like I'm just going every day and not getting any bigger. But as time goes on, especially from the people who aren't going or going significantly less, the gap will grow. It's impossible it won't. And you've got to trust in the process. Spoken about that a few times, especially recently. You've got to trust in the process, and you can be very happy with your progress and how far you've come, but you can't allow yourself to just stop. Now, you can definitely change your perspective on some things. Like I've been thinking about recently of altering my training style from just going to the gym and trying to get big muscles to kind of functional training, if that makes sense. Trying to become not athletic, but just like things like core strength and mobility and functional stuff, if that makes sense. Because I've said before, I said it a couple of videos, it was a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, it might have been a week and a half, a week ago. I said that I don't want to be this super big dude who can't move because he's got all this fucking weight and useless muscle that may look good but isn't useful whatsoever. I'd rather be skinnier, not as big, but super athletic, can run for ages, can jump, can super flexible, strong, not going to get injured very easily type of thing. Because that's so much more applicable to life and sustainable living. Like, I don't need to eat fucking thousands of calories a day, 100 or like 5,000 calories a day to put on size and all this protein and all that. I'm gonna just eat healthy and eat healthy and look after myself. But that's not saying that I am going to stop training or train at maintenance. I'm just changing how I want to do it. I will still be working hard and probably sweating and putting in a lot more effort than what I am now, actually, because it's just the nature of that style of training. Now, yous might be different. Yous might love the nature of typical weightlifting and go for it, but you can't just stop, because not only will you eventually start going backwards, you will also, that effect will also get amplified because people around you are progressing. And if you're going backwards and one person going forwards, the distance is going to grow very quickly. So yeah, you don't have to be making leaps and bounds of progress. You've just got to keep progressing. And there's always improvements to be made in any aspect of your life. So there should be an excuse that you've completed life, I'll say. Completed life. In the sense that you're making X amount of money, you look X way, whatever. You can always make your life better and yourself better. And there's no reason not to. That's what I'm trying to get at. You should be always striving to be the best, because the best is always getting better. So what are we at? 15 minutes. Not a whole lot of, there's a bit of junk in there. Anyways, I've got some uni assignments I gotta get done, so I better go and sit down and do those. Deadlines are closing in. Anyways, bro, you know the drill. Subscribe. I'm seeing progress. Alright, stupid thing. My phone's out of storage, so it stopped recording. I don't know if I said subscribe. I'm seeing progress. I'm getting more than just a handful of views early in the videos. I'm getting like 20 odd in the first day or two, which is good. I'm getting a subscriber here and there. I'd like to see it a little bit more frequent, but you know, it is what it is. Anyways, you just don't give a shit about this. You probably clicked off already. That's all from me. I love yous, and remember, life is what you make it.